Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sorry I haven't been uploading so many videos lately. I've been rather busy with work and life, but as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm working on my 2.5 common rail turbo diesel Navara. This is the D22. I've posted a couple of small videos on the channel about it. Now what I'm doing here, you can probably see a little syringe in there, and you can see the brake fluid there, but why the brake fluid is right up to the top of the neck is because I'm changing the brake pads. Now the brake pads that came off this vehicle, they were okay, getting low, but you can see, yeah, they are low, and they were squeaking a bit. The anti-rattle plates were just loose and falling off. Yeah, so basically that's the set that I've taken off. This was the left hand side. It's a little bit thicker, oddly enough, but slightly, ever so slightly. But I noticed that one, I think it was the inner pad, was wearing more than the outer pad, probably to do with the caliper pressure, etc, etc. But so what I've done here, I've actually placed the brake pads in, and probably hard to see, but you can actually see the material thickness there. It is quite thick. So I'm just going through the motions of putting this all back together again, and due to the fact that I've actually had to push the calipers back in, which are there, dual caliper setup on the Navara, and obviously that pushes the oil up through the system into the reservoir, so I've got to drain some, because obviously it's the previous owner obviously compensated for the wear and probably topped up the oil, but now that I've actually put brand new pads in, there's a lot more thickness on those discs. Yeah, it's pushed the oil up, so I'm just going to drain a little bit of this and then I'll come back to you. Okay guys, welcome back. So what I've just done now is I've just placed the caliper on to the disc, and there's two bolts here. These guys are a 14 mil, probably upside down, sorry, yeah, 14 mil, and just doing some tightening up now. Went on really nicely. I'll show you how much fluid I actually took out. So where are we? Here it is. So there it is there. So basically that little syringe is, that actually worked really well. Just taking it out bit by bit. But that's what came out. So that's just a normal cup glass, probably under 1/4. But yeah, so that came out, and to compensate for the actual new discs, and I'm just putting these, I'll give them a bit of a talk once off camera, but this one sort of just played up a little bit, but I had to loosen the top one here just to get that one aligned properly. But so just bolting this back up, and we're pretty much done. Yeah, so that one there, I like to sort of feel what I'm doing by hand in a sense, rather than the actual torque wrench. But this will, yeah, that's good. I mean, that's exactly the pressure that it was on, in a sense of when they came off. So yeah, so brand new discs are in, sorry, disc pads are in. The discs are actually in really good condition, so I wasn't going to plan on changing them, and upon taking everything off, I have had the wheels off already to check the brakes a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I thought, well geez, they actually need to be done. Recently, or just before we did a trip about 2 weeks ago, brand new shocks went in, the front shockers, and I've yet to do the rears. So they're heavy duty shockers. They're actually designed for a 2-inch lift. This is still on a standard lift, so it'll get a 2-inch lift very shortly. Yeah, so This particular one comes with it's not a dual battery system. It's actually, there are 2 batteries that were installed at the factory, and they work in parallel. And basically the idea was in the factory, especially for the cold climates up in the northern part of the world, it's basically there to help start, in freezing cold temperatures. But on the forums, this is the actual, what they say, the main battery. This particular battery can actually be disconnected, and the vehicle can actually easily start, particularly here in Australia and up in the climes that where we're in, up in Queensland. It's not a real problem. So maybe down in Victoria, Tasmania, etc., you may need 2 batteries in parallel. So they're the exact same size batteries, and as I said, just fire the vehicle up in parallel. That's all they do. The only thing is putting in a snorkel, which I'm doing. I may have to do some modifications, because what I want to do, and I've read on the forums, basically this particular one, this gets disconnected down here at the alternator, and you run a live cable probably around the back and over to here, and it charges both batteries from the alternator. But the thing is, you can put an isolation switch in, so you can actually use this as a second battery. But as a starting battery, that's not great. So probably replace it for a deep cycle. So so that's what you do. So this particular one, as I said, it comes with the dual battery tray, everything there. It's all there set up to modify it, to change it to a real dual battery system. The mod plate over there. I've gone through everything. This one's got an EGR blocking plate. It's sitting in here, and I actually opened up everything a couple of weeks ago, and it was pretty sooty in this little area, especially this pipe here. I cleaned it all out, cleaned up the EGR a little bit, but through here, this EGR setup, and took all the air intake off, and cleaned everything out down through the turbo. Doesn't seem to be any leaks on these notorious intercoolers that Nissan give you. There is a slight leak, especially in the crimping here, but that's just it. I'll probably be changing the pipes. They have been changed previously, but I'll be changing these pipes to a better silicon setup. Like to go to a hard pipe, actually. Wouldn't mind doing that. But there we go. So the brakes are on, and just put everything back together. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.